Welcome to Aging Untold. Arthritis can be a debilitating experience, limiting daily activities for millions. According to the CDC, more than 58 million adults in the U.S. currently have the condition, and that number is expected to grow to 78 million by 2040. But there are ways to manage it. Dr. Ray, you talk about 3 pillars of arthritis care. Can you explain what those are?
Yes, when we talk about pillars, we're looking at things that are the foundation. And so because if the foundation falls, then there's no support.
Sure.
So when it comes down to arthritis, I think of the 3 pillars as movement, inflammation, and support. Those are the 3 big things that I think of. And I'm looking at specifically how joints and muscles and inflammation are all interacting with your lifestyle. In that. So it can be really, really debilitating. But arthritis, if you think about what it means, arthra, which is really cartilage and all that, and inflammation, you're going to tend to get things like pain and pressure and stiffness and decreased movement. Mm-hmm. So those are the things that I kind of really think about when I think of arthritis, but also the management of arthritis is going to depend on the type of arthritis. And I think people try to lump it all together as one, but they're different types and they're going to have different managements. You know, like your osteoarthritis, that's
different
one
causes.
Joint. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, you have your immune causes, rheumatoid, like you said, psoriasis, and then you have this post-traumatic injuries and things. And they're going to all have a different management, but they have one thing in common, and that is you are going to get pain and stiffness, and you want to have some kind of motion, mobility without overdoing it to improve.
Mm-hmm. Right. I remember a woman who was really crippled with arthritis in the nursing home I worked at, and we just encouraged her to go to this exercise program. She didn't want to go, and just even lifting her arms, she felt so much better afterwards. That movement that you talked about, I could really see help her.
Yeah, I think it's all in your mindset too. You know, sitting and being sedentary, it feels good at the moment, but it is just going to make this so much worse. And so my grandparents both had rheumatoid arthritis, and you know, back then they called it crippling arthritis. Yeah. And I watched my grandfather just shrink into himself with it. My grandmother stayed moving, and so her pain levels were way more controlled than his were with the same condition. And so, you know, somebody that I have an autoimmune, and so I've dealt with a lot of arthritic issues myself. And I know the more I move and the more I stay going, the less the pain is and the better I feel overall. And of course,
it's really circulation.
Yeah, if getting the inflammation down gets...
You don't want to move because it's when you're in pain, who wants to move?
Right.
But if a little bit of movement actually will improve your
Yeah.
mood.
Well, you think about athletes. When athletes get hurt, they go right back to the gym and they work through it. And I think that we need to take a note from fitness experts and some of the things that they employ, because I was hearing you describe the symptoms. I'm like, no, thank you. And if it were me, I would throw the kitchen sink at it. I mean, I would do everything possible. So there's a lot of things you can do that are no cost, like cut out the sugar, the ultra processed foods, because you don't want that inflammation.
Right,
absolutely.
So don't be working the comfort food. Sleep, stress, hydration, these are things that are really going to help, and a lot of it is counterintuitive. The worst thing you can do is do nothing. And from the fitness aspect, you want to start with range of motion. Motion is lotion, strength is stability. So start with range of motion, moving, gentle strength, and then balance. Tai Chi, yoga, muscles that can help prevent you from falling and keeping your balance.
Low impact.
Yeah.
Low impact, and that's the key.
But you know, we have a lot of different machines out here now to where they can actually help you. They have different settings on them. They're not just cosmetic. They're for function, and they increase blood flow to that area that's injured. And they also build muscle so that you're not losing that atrophy and all that. So between circulation and all that, people will relieve they're remarkable in terms of the pain relief immediate. So that's going to be a nice segue into helping you.
So here we are in such a modern world, the most empowered age ever. And people don't realize probably that there are holistic treatments, there's modern treatments that can make things better. So things you can do at home, but there are also specialists that can help you do this.
I think the key is to remember it's not all or none. It's not traditional or holistic. It's integrative.
Yeah.
And let's integrate these different things that's going to help overall.
When I'm hurting, I can't pull it out on my own. Sometimes I need somebody to say, hey, do you want to go for a walk? Hey, do you want to, like, I need that help to get myself up and going. So I would want everybody out there to remember to ask for help to get you doing, start with 15 minutes a day. The CDC has a really cool page on their website that lists out all these support places for osteoarthritis, the one type of arthritis you mentioned earlier. Classes that they've certified as to be appropriate for the type of arthritis that you have. And I just thought, I wouldn't have thought to call it, reach out to the CDC. I think that's diseases, but they do everything. So I want to send back to get that kind of support out there.